Hi everyone, welcome to my free Excel dashboard tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful Excel KPI dashboard and actually implement what you're going to write here in your own personal project or dashboard. Let me show you a complete dashboard we've actually created and implemented these particular techniques in, and how beautiful the dashboard is. So right now, here we go. We have this monthly call performance dashboard that is about call performance company. So you can see right here, we are actually trying to evaluate the satisfactory calls. What is the percentage level of the satisfactory call in this particular month of April? Now if we change the month to different month like March, we have 30.9%, and if we change it again, we're going to have different percentage. Now we are having 63.6%, and if we go to January, what we have is 81.8%, which is the highest one. Right now, this is actually very nice. So I'm going to show you how to implement this in your own project as well. So what you need to do is just to watch this particular tutorial. I have it right here on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to be leaving the link below this very video where you can actually take a look at how to create this from the scratch. So this is what we are going to be concerning ourselves with today right here. So we're going to be learning how to create this kind of particular KPI from the scratch and actually make it very simple and easy. So right now, let's just go to the right workbook. So here we go. This is our data set right here. We have it on table format. So we have the ID, we have the date, we have the products, and we have the revenue, and we have the region. So right now we have this backend right here, and we're gonna be having our dashboard right on this spot right here. So what we have right here is just some basic shapes that anyone can actually create. So you can actually look at how I create it and see how you can actually follow along to create the same thing. So I'm going to be leaving a link to help you download this particular KPI dashboard and take a look at how I did everything. So right now, first thing first is for you to go to this particular sales data and actually hit on insert. From insert, we're going to be using pivot table to summarize our data. So now the pivot table is asking us to choose what we want or how we want it to actually get this data summarized. So we're going to be using new sheet now, but existing worksheet. So I'm going to click on it because I already have a sheet for it. So now I'm going to have it right here, and I'm going to click OK. So this is what I have. So right now what I'm going to do is for me to actually make sure I have my products at the row level. So right now I'm going to remove the grand total. I don't need it, so now remove it. So if I click back, what I'm going to do is just to have my revenue at the value level and have it again right here. So I have two revenues. Why? Because I want to default this particular one to a percentage. So I'm going to show value as percentage of column total. So this one is going to be just like this. So right now what I'm going to do is just to show you how to remove something and replace it with nothing. So just click on Ctrl H. So here you go. I'm going to take this off and show you from the scratch. So what I'm going to do right now is I want to remove sum of from here. So I'm just going to type sum of. So I'm going to replace this with nothing. So I'm going to say replace all. Now here you go. We have it replaced. So now we just have revenue 1 and 2. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to create what I call a helper column. From here I'm going to actually hit OK. I'm going to hit OK right here. So those are the two helper column I want to actually have to create for now. So here we go. So we don't have this proper format, so I'm going to actually click on this, and I'm going to hit on Ctrl 1. So from there I'm going to actually choose percentage, and I want it to be on 1 decimal. I'm going to hit enter. Here we go. So the next I'm going to add a helper column. I'm going to say helper 1. So the helper 1 is going to be 1%, static 1% all through right here, just to help us create this type of chart we want to create. I'm going to drag it down. Here's what we have. And the second helper column is going to be I'm going to say helper 2. So right now what I'm going to have is just to use this particular function 200%. Yeah, I'm going to say 200% with 1 percentage, so 200% minus the sum of these two right here. So once I actually close and hit enter, this is what I have. So it's gonna look some kind of weird right now, but do not worry. So Ctrl 1 will help us to do the magic. So I'm going to right click, okay, Ctrl Z, so I've brought it back. So I'm going to actually go to the top right here, go to home and click on percentage. Here we go. This is the right percentage for us, right? So now this is what we just really need to actually extract for now. So the next thing we're going to do right now is for we to actually start building our chart. So I'm going to bring this closer, and I'm going to make sure I have this on a have border around it. I'm going to have border around this as well. So right now, let's see how we can actually create our chart. So go to the top and actually hit on insert, and from insert hit on this particular charts. Like I'm going to be using this Donald chart. Click OK. But my Donald chart is some kind of empty, nothing's on it, it's plain, right? So right click and start to get it twisted. So right now I'm going to add a series. So I don't need in the name of the series, right? Do I need it? I don't really need it. So what I'm going to do right now is to add 1 into 10. So I'm going to actually start adding. So start counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the last one is going to be my 10. So I'm going to show you why in a jiffy. So if I hit OK and actually hit OK right here, this is what I have. So what I'm having right here is actually this is 10, 10, 10. So if I say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 20. Oh sorry, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah, 100 right here. And what we have right here is just 50%, so which we're going to remove to create this halved in our chart. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to have to remove this and remove this as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is just for me to double click right here and bring up another dialog box. So which is this? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to have to turn this upside down, make sure this is at the top while this is at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is for me to actually make sure this is at 270 to help me turn it the way I wanted it. So now here we go, this is exactly what I wanted. So the next thing I'm going to click right here and actually remove the border from it, so no lines from any of it. So right now I want to have this removed. How do I do it? I'm going to click this alone and actually say no fill to this. So this is what I have. If I go back right here now, I'm going to actually make sure I have it exactly like this. So now this is beautiful. So I'm going to start adding my colors just for it to look like what we just have right here, right? So how do I do that? Just click on this and come right here and make sure the color is actually selected here and select the right color you want for it. So select the next one and I'm going to select this particular color, and the next one I'm going to select this very color again, but I'm going to have to change it by actually clicking back and go to this particular color, and this time around I'm going to hit on this color right here. So I presume this color will be cool. If I hit OK, since I'm still having the same color, I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit. So this is how I get my colors. So the next thing I'm going to actually have to come right here and select this color right here. It's a little bit okay, nice one. Select this and make sure you have this particular one selected, and when you come right here again, you're going to actually drop the color a little bit, so we don't want it much brighter. So I'm going to select the same color again. This time around I'm going to have to select this and have this color selected brighter, right? So beautiful. Now the next thing we're going to be doing the green part where we have the most positive aspect of it. So I'm going to select this particular one right here. So from there I'm going to have to come down and select this, and I'm going to select a deeper color for green, which is this very one right here. I think I love something like this. If you want something different, you might really want to actually go for the main green that we have right here, which is this. But it's not that cool. I want something related, so I want something like this. So this is how we really want to go by it. So now I'm going to say I'm removing the border and the background from it. So this is what we need to do, right? So what am I going to do next? What I'm going to do next now is for me to get this to my dashboard and see how it looks. I'm going to cut it away from here, and I'm going to place it on my dashboard to see how this looks. Have it placed right here. So just Ctrl V will help you to drop it. So I'm going to have to come right here and minimize this. So make it search just like what we have right here. So now this is beautiful. So what do we have next? So it's for we to start duplicating this, right? But we don't want to do that. So what we need to do right now, I'm going to actually right click on this and actually select this and add in that series. So I'm going to add a series, and this series is going to be from here, and I'm going to choose this as the series name. Now this is where we create our speedometer type of chart. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to have this right on it. So if I hit OK, here is what we have, but it looks some kind of weird, right? How do I turn this around? I am going to go to just hit on OK. I'm going to right click again and go to this particular change series chart type. I'm going to say OK, and this time around I'm going to take it away from this kind of chart to this very pie chart type. So secondary axis, and I'm going to say OK. Now here is what we have. How do I do this? I'm going to actually click on this and hit on this particular one and actually make sure the 270 is back on board again. So if I hit enter, this is what I have. So right now I'm going to make sure I have this selected, and I'm actually going to say no fill. So have this selected as well and say no fill and no background. So I'm going to say no background as well, no line to it. So right now here is what we have. I'm going to make sure I have this selected alone. I'm going to say no line, but if I come to the top right here, what I'm going to do is just to go to the format and hit on this shape outline, and I'm going to actually take this color of this outline. So right now make it more thicker using changing the width, and I'm going to change it to this particular 3 point right here. Exactly, this is what I have. So right now I'm going to actually add shadow on it. I'm going to add this particular glow color. So go to shadow, I'm going to add this particular shadow, so it looks very standard. So what I'm going to do next is for me to actually add a slicer to test it out to see if this is working. But before I do that, let me just add one more to show you how that is done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have to close this and click on this and have it duplicated. So I'm going to move this right here, which is the B aspect of it. Make sure this is up. So right now on this B, so how do I change this? I'm going to right click on this and actually select data. So from select data, we are having this one on one. Click on this particular one right here and click on edit. So right now what you need to do is to change this series name to B, and actually come right here and actually have this one changed to this particular one right here. So you have to delete this away from here, else it's going to add up. So right now you just need to hit the second one from here to here and hit OK. So right now if you see, it's different than what we have previously. So right now I think we can now add our slicers to see how it goes. So right now to add slicers, I'm going to go back to my back end. From back end right here, I'm going to actually copy this. So you will see why I'm doing this in a jiffy. I'm going to have this right here. So I'm going to have this right here. Just give it a okay, fine. So I'm going to have rolling it down. So I'm going to have to remove this. Before I actually show you what I'm going to do right here with this, so let me just actually add my fourth slicer to show you why I'm actually adding this right now. So if I click on analyze, I'm going to go to slicer. So if you see my slicer, it has no month, so I want to create month for slicer. So what I have right now is just region. So there is no month right here, but I have to create that. So I have for region. So to have a month, I'm going to actually have to bring the date down right here. So right now I can remove this and have this removed as well. Oh, still, if I still really want to actually keep it just like that, I can keep it just to keep this space some kind of clean. So if I go back, I'm going to click on this, I'm going to go back right here, and this time around I'm going to click on analyze and hit slicer. I have my month right here, so I'm going to click on it and I have it. So right now I want to get off those ones without data out of it, so I'm going to actually right click and actually hit on slicer setting and say hide item with no data. So here is what I have. So if I have it click, I'm actually going to cut away from here and take it to my dashboard. I'm gonna save, Ctrl V to paste. Okay, fine, nice one. So I just want to make my sliders to look like what I just have right here, that would hide under the background of the dashboard. So what I'm going to do is just to click on this and actually go to the top and hit on option, from option, and make sure I turn this to one particular line of it. So I'm going to take it up. I will definitely make sure I have it. So drag it a little bit down here. So I'll do the same thing to this as well. So drag it to this square and make sure you bring it to the top. I'm going to take it right here. So I'm going to do the same thing to this, to bring it down. So right now what I'm going to do is for me to give it that kind of background color. So I'm going to hit on this particular one right here. I have it pre-formatted. I'm going to actually give it this. So now here we go, we have something similar. So this time around you can see what we have right here. If I actually hit on September, we see both of them actually changes. If I hit on August, you see. If I hit on November, can you see that? So if I hit on the region, so it's actually working very nicely. So I'm gonna actually have to click how to do this behind the scene and actually come back and show you how I actually completed the remaining ones. Alright, welcome back. I've achieved something great just like this, which you don't really have any idea of how I did it. I'm going to show you how I did this right now. So right now what you're going to do is just for you to click on insert and actually click on this particular shape right here, and actually click on this shape and actually drag the shape to the level you really want. So you hit on control and actually have it just like this. So once you have it like this, what you're going to do right now, I'm going to right click on this and actually go to format shape. From format shape, I'm going to go on black. I hit this on black, and I'm going to actually have to remove this outline right here. So I'm going to go to the top level right here and hit on this format. From format, I'm going to go to this particular aspect. I'm going to hit on this. Here we go. I have this right selected. So if I actually remove my cursor, it's actually almost like this. For we to have this very white dot on it, what you're going to do is just to go back again to the same insert and bring the same thing we've actually brought right here right now. So I'm going to actually have to come up with the same thing. So I'll sorry for that. Go back and actually have it picked. Your shift is your friend. Have it clicked. Make it smaller a little bit. Okay, fine. So now I'm gonna have this on white. Before I have it on white, I'm gonna have to bring it to the top of this particular one right here. I make sure I have it on top of it, centralize it if need be. So now I have it on white. So I'm going to remove this outline of it, and I'm going to go to the top again and actually choose on this shape effect again, and this time around I'm going to go for this particular type of it, which is inner. So actually remove my cursor from here. What do I have? I have it to look just like what we have right here. So what I have right here is just that I have this particular white outline on it. That was what really made it to look some kind of different. So now if I actually, now it looks just like what we have right here. This is how beautiful this could actually look and created. So now if you look at right here, now it's not really aligned just like this one. What you need to do is just to click and actually have them selected. So go to the top and click on this particular format right here and go to align, and you're going to click on align top. So right now it's properly aligned right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is for we to actually bring the, just to have it just like what we have right here. So we need the percentage right on it. So what do we do and how do we bring those percentage right here just like what we have right here? So right now, what you're going to do right now is just for we to actually make sure we have this to be more bigger than this. Bring it down. So now that we have this just like what we have right here right now, so we just need to actually make sure it's just like this. So we can now bring this down a little bit. So now we can do the same thing to this. So make sure you have it selected and bring it down. So what I do the remaining one behind the scene, just to make sure I don't waste much of time right here. So right now what I need to do is just for me to actually click on insert. From insert I'm going to click on this and hit on this particular one right here. I'm going to say okay. So I'm going to hit on equal to and bring the percentage that is associated with this right here. So with A, so this is the percentage of A is 8%, and I have to bring it right here right now, and I'm going to select the type of font I really want for it, which is agency LB. So agency LB, and hit enter. Okay, agency LB, I'm gonna hit enter. So here we, oh no, it's not giving me agency LB. What is wrong with it? So we need agency LB right here. So what do we do to get it? It's just agency LB. So if I hit enter, here we go, I have it. So I'm gonna have it on bold, and I'm going to actually make it more bolder. So now I need to make sure I have it seated right here. So this is exactly what we want. So I can now duplicate this and have this right here and make sure I give it the right one. So I'm gonna go back and hit on this particular back end. So I'm gonna go and hit the 15% right here. So right now, to have this particular format right here, again, just click on this format painter and have it to given to this. So I'm gonna actually have to, minimize this and show you how this is done. So right now I'll be back. Alright, I've just completed it. So the next we're going to do right now is to actually add a status right here. So if you actually click right here, you see the percentage changes, and you can see how beautiful this could actually look like, just like the previous one I've actually shown you. So right now let us add a status right here and do the configuration. So right now we have the status right here, and we're given some kind of percentage value to be added right here. So I'm going to actually use if condition to actually do this. I'm going to say if this particular percentage right here is less than or equal to 20%. Okay, it's 20%. I want it to actually give me poor. So that's going to be poor sales. So if it's going to be nested if, so if this same percentage right here is less than 35%, so I'm going to say 35%. It's less than 35%, just like what we have right here. So make sure you put a percentage, else it's not going to work well. Set 35%. So what it's going to be is going to be fair. So it's going to be if this same value right here is less than 69%. 69%. So what's going to be is going to be good sales. So else is going to be excellent sales. So now I'm going to have it closed. So if I hit that, this is what I have this to be on fair sales. So if I drag this down, you can see fair and good sales. So already I've actually pre-formatted it. If I go right here, this is what I have. So everything which might make a change, you change as well. So you have the good sale right here. This is a poor sale because we don't really have any sales right here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is for me to show you how to do something like this. Something just like this. Revenue generated for the product A is X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna actually have to make sure I show you how to do that. So what we need to do right now is just to use some kind of this function right here. I'm gonna say concatenation is what I'm gonna do. So it's gonna be revenue generated for. So I'm gonna have to put this. Now use the concatenation. So for product A right here, and concatenate it as well. So is within this particular quotation mark. So right now what we need again is just another ampersand. So I'm gonna actually have to hit this right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, if I hit enter, this is what I have. So because this is empty, so let us do something right here. If I click on this and I'm going to go to pivot table value, So what I'm going to do is, for empty cells, I want it to actually default of 0. So I'm going to hit OK. So right now I have it right here. So now if I click back, I'm going to actually have to make sure I have my ifs away from here. So now this is the standards. So I'm going to drag this down to copy it. So now this is not included. So now you can see where we have it 0. So revenue generated for product A is 0, and we're going to make this to be really awesome in no time. So what I'm going to do right now is just for me to use if condition to condition what I really want to extract from here. So I'm going to say if this particular one right here is equal to 0. So then what I need for it is actually, I'm going to say sorry, so comma, there is no sales to retrieve, values. So this is exactly what I need. So else, if that is false, what I need is actually, I want this particular one right here to be retrieved. So I'm going to hit enter right now. So now what I have is, sorry, there is no sales to retrieve value. So I'm going to have to drag the same thing down right here. I think it's complete. So now if you see what's going on right here, so let me just click right here and show you what's going on. It's actually moving down 1 2 3 1 2 3 to the third one. So I'm gonna have to do this like this. Now let me just take this off again for the last time. So I think I have almost 6 of it. 2 3 4 5 6, exactly. This is the 6th one. So now what I need to do right now is just for me to actually have this in a $sign. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to actually have to come right here and use text function to actually get that done. I'm going to say comma. So right now I'm going to hit on my $sign and this particular hash. I'm going to hit comma, add the $sign twice, and add 0 0 and close the quotation mark. I think I have not really put my quotation mark right, so I'm gonna have a quotation mark right here. So right now I'm gonna have to close this and hit enter. So exactly this is what I have. So if I drag this down, what am I gonna have? So exactly this is what I'm having now. So this is exactly what we have right here. This is what we're going to get to our dashboard, not this any longer. So we use condition to actually make this happen. So if I go to my other dashboard where I have it created before I actually start creating this tutorial, I go to the back end. This is exactly what we have right here. Can you see this? This is exactly what we have right here. So this is display revenue generated, and this is the condition. So now if I go back right here, and now I'm going to actually click on the dashboard. I'm going to bring this down to this particular aspect right here, and I'm going to hit on this and actually make sure I highlight everything. So go back to the back end and give me the first one. If I hit enter, truly if you look at what is going on right here, we have no value. So I'm going to have to make sure I crank it up a little bit. So 16. I want to have it on this, and I'm going to make sure I have it in something called just something like this. It's cool. I love this color. So I'm going to make sure okay, it's okay. I think this is very okay. So if I actually bring it down, I'm going to show you the fastest way to make this happen, not to actually waste much of your time right here. So right now this is sitting on 21, so we're gonna have this one to be on 22. So it's gonna be on 22. It gives you the nice value. This is gonna be on 23. So this is gonna be on 24. Just remember the last number on 24. So this is gonna be on 25. So while this is going to be on 26, I'm going to show you how. On 26, exactly. So right now, if I go back to my my back end, so this is the last 2026, the first 2021, 23, 4, 5, and 26, right? So this is how beautiful it could look like. So now what we need to do right now is just to copy the formatting from here by double clicking right here and have it on these particular ones. So now I'm gonna make sure it sits well. So now if I actually change, the values as well changes along with what we have right here. Can you see this? The values are changing as well. So this is how beautiful this can actually be. So we've actually come to the conclusion of this very tutorial right here. So all you just gotta do is to download this very template and look at how I created it. As soon as you've watched the video, you're going to understand it. And as well, don't forget to actually come right here and watch this particular video as well. I'm going to be leaving a link below this one to just help you to know how to implement this and get to show the satisfactory calls and all of that. So after you might have done with these 2 tutorials, you'll be able to actually implement any of this in your own personal dashboard ASAP. So thank you very much for watching. So click on the next video and watch and stay connected, and never forget to subscribe, and if you love this channel so much, kindly share to your friends.